A client asks, can an S-Corp owner pay themselves their whole salary at once to get their tax break, or does the IRS not allow that?
It can be done. It's often not the greatest idea, but yeah, it can be done. They're not real thrilled with it, but yeah, the processing will go through just fine. You're better off. A much more common cycle that we'll see is quarterly. So the difficult part about being an S-Corp owner and having your salary and everything is that business is volatile. Some months are good, some months are bad. Some years are good, some years are bad. And you want to adjust your payroll the year based on business conditions and based on what you're actually doing rather than trying to assume a whole year's worth of activity. Because one of the things that goes into what's your reasonable compensation is what are you actually spending your time doing? Because as a business owner, there's the product or service that you sell, and then there's everything else that goes into running a business, right? And as the owner, you're probably doing all of those things. And each one in your market for your industry is going to have a different associated hourly rate. And so you want to get a weighted average of all those different things in order to come up with a real number that is reasonable for your compensation. So if I spend, let's just say a 40-hour work week, if I spend 10 hours doing administrative work, just internally files and whatever, that's going to be one pay rate. And then I spend another 10 hours doing marketing, creating ads and sending out email blasts and all that kind of stuff. That's going to be another rate. And then I spend 10 hours doing sales of one-to-one, somebody who's already a marketing qualified prospect. Then that's going to be, and then there's the actual, I got to sell this thing. I got to do the thing that I'm actually selling. That's going to be yet another rate. And you got to weight all those by pay rate and by amount of time you spend doing them. And so that's all going to change dramatically throughout the year as business conditions change throughout the year. A shorter cycle is better than annual, but yeah, it can be done. They will cash the checks that you send in on the 941s. So there's that.
So it can be done, guys, right?
Yep.
So it looks like we have an audit question.